Hey, what's going on, tribe? It's Red again, just hitting you guys up with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. So I managed to get my new threads, gang. Managed to go on eBay, and my hippie trousers, I managed to find the top to them, so that's pretty cool anyway. So yeah, let me send you guys some blessings before we even start. You know how we do. Alright, so let's begin the video anyway. So this video is called Disconnected. So what I've found on my journey is sometimes once you're on your journey, you can sometimes feel kind of disconnected from source in a way, and it's a bit like, I would call it maybe a spiritual depression, should I say, because it's not like normal depression, where you kind of just feel like, I don't know, normal depression is different from like spiritual depression, because with like spiritual depression, I don't know, this is the name that I'm calling it anyway. You kind of, when you're not having feeling disconnected, should I say, you kind of have a certain idea of your direction, like you want to do like certain healing practices or do certain things, and you feel quite connected to source, should I say. But when you're having like a spiritual depression, this feeling disconnected from source, you don't feel connected, and you kind of start questioning your spirituality and shit. It's weird, man. But looking back on it now, from a spiritual perspective, it might be the 7 year cycle, you know, because every couple of years your body goes through a different a transition and a change, where you kind of shed the old and then start the new, should I say. That's the only thing I can kind of think of it right now anyway. So yeah, like I was saying, becomes a time where you kind of you feel connected to source. You might not know it, even if you're not spiritual, you might not know it, but you just feel like you're protected and quite safe in yourself, and know that there's like you're guarded and protected, should I say. But then yeah, there comes a time when you feel disconnected from source, should I say, man. This kind of happened. I come more aware of it when I was suicidal, should I say, because I always knew I was protected, and had some kind of, not view of where I wanted to go, but just the journey. I didn't fear the journey. I was just kind of, yeah, this is where I'm going, and I just take it every day as it comes, because I tend to live in the moment. I always have done, in a way. But yeah, when I was suicidal, I felt so disconnected from everything, like source in general, because I was born Christian, well, raised Christian, should I say. So I knew there was always that kind of practice there, should I say. But when I was suicidal, I was just fully disconnected. Didn't believe in God, source, spirituality, none of that, man. But what should I say? 1 second. Yeah, feeling spiritually disconnected. It usually comes after you have an ego death or an awakening, should I say, and I've done previous videos about that. You can check out or whatever. But so alright, cool. Yeah, so these days when I'm going through like feeling disconnected, because I've been practicing been on my journey, I think it's 6 years now, doing inner work and healing. I think it's 6 years now. 2000, yeah, 6 years. Oh shit, man, wow. Yeah, so I've been doing it 6 years now, and it's still like feeling disconnected comes up sometimes, not as regular, but it comes up now and again. Like I think during February it come up again, feeling disconnected from source, plus the retrograde, and then plus a dark night of the soul. Listen, dog, listen, the universe was killing me during February. Killing me, kicking man in the teeth when man's already on my knees. Kicking man, battering man. But yeah, so when you get, I call it a spiritual depression. Now, when I get one of these spiritual depressions come through, I just stay to my regular practices that I've already set in place, man. So like self love is like top of the list. So be not feeling too hard on yourself, forgiving yourself if you're feeling fatigued or whatever, and yeah, fatigued, and forgiving yourself and forgiving others or whatever, and just being kind and compassionate to yourself at this time. So self love, trying to keep up with my spiritual practices. Sorry, spiritual practices. Look, yeah, trying to keep up the spiritual practices while you're going through a spiritual depression, should I say? But I was meant to say fucking meditation, yeah. So yeah, I try to meditate more when I feel disconnected, because the cord can never be severed, but sometimes it feels like it's been severed in it. So meditating would more reinforce the cord, should I say? Because the cord comes back, but sometimes I guess it has to get kind of distorted so you can kind of find yourself, and not obviously we rely on source, but during the human experience you got to kind of rely on yourself as well. Like what are you gonna use? What tools are you gonna use to help you get through this period of time that you're going through? Like spiritual depression. So meditating is I try to up that game, and then I try. Like it depends what the energy levels are saying. I try to do qigong, because qigong is amazing. There's a woman on YouTube. I might put a link in the thing, but she's really good, man. My mum likes her anyway. So qigong, yoga, tai chi, all of that. But I prefer qigong, to be fair. So yeah, try to do that as well. Grounding is very important. If you're on the spiritual path, being grounded is fucking important, man. So I try to get grounded as much as possible. So these days, from last year, I've been going out and actually earthing. So taking my shoes off and walking on Mother Earth to get connected. Because if you're feeling disconnected from up here, you got to be connected to something, because you can't just be floating. That means you're ungrounded. If you feel like you're floating and uneasy on your feet, that means you're not grounded. And there's also crystals you can throw in there as well. And also staying hydrated. Staying hydrated is key in general, but when you're like feeling disconnected, staying hydrated is very important, because your appetite could be messed up and shit. So as long as you're staying hydrated, the vessel can still function. Cleansing is so important as well, for spiritual people as well, because we're getting fucking I don't know about the rest of you, but I've been getting attacked like a bitch left, right and centre. I've been getting messages and fucking people DMing me and fucking email. Hey, listen, it's just been wild, innit? Like yeah, them demons are coming, gang, I swear, dad. So yeah, cleansing is very important. Sage, incense, yeah, your spiritual rituals, man, for cleansing, gang. That's all I can say. You need to be throwing that out there to be burning up them demons, because they don't like that shit. So yeah, cleansing is important when you're going through like a spiritual depression as well. And crystal healing. Yeah, crystals are important. Very important. Alright, where we at? So yeah, when you're going through a what's it called? Spiritual depression. I'm just gonna call it that. Fuck it. Spiritual depression. Sometimes it can feel like you're losing touch with reality. So you're physically here, but sometimes it feels like reality don't make sense, and you start jumping from reality to reality. A different reality is so strange, and like maybe jumping to dimensions. Maybe it might be leveling up in consciousness, shedding the old and starting the new. I don't know, but trying to process it in the physical vessel is a bit mad. So yeah, you can feel out of touch with reality. Depersonalization is another one that happens for me. Like it's like pardon me. It's like astral projection, but you're awake. It's fuck, dog. It's scary, man. It's like yeah, it happened to me when I was suicidal. So it's like I smoked a spliff and I was sitting on the chair, and I literally looked at my I don't know if it was my higher self or whatever. I was looking at myself from the doorway, like, dude, you don't need to be feeling that and this and that, but it was so mad. Like the depersonalization is just mad. That's an experience in itself, man. If you don't know about depersonalization, check that out. Has links in with feels like you're losing touch with reality, and you also just feel like you're losing your mind, like feeling disconnected from source and also people as well, and things that you feel familiar with. So you might just lose interest in your spiritual practices and all of that. It's yeah. But when you feel like you're losing touch with your spiritual practices, that's when you need to do them more, because when you start shying away from it, you can start going down a different path, and yeah, that path ain't pleasant anyway. So yeah, you still start feeling like you're losing your mind, and depersonalization, and it's like, yeah, what I kind of when you're feeling disconnected from source, what I've kind of come to realize, I think it's about having faith and trusting, and um, using your spiritual practices to keep you going until you reconnect. Because once you not disconnect, because you can never disconnect, but once you kind of the cord gets distorted in a way, should I say, it's about certain lessons will come up, and you'll have to process them lessons, should I say, I think. Process them lessons and kind of work through what you need to work through at that period of time. And then once you've learned what you've needed to learn, then you can kind of reconnect and then carry on your journey, should I say. Yeah, it's quite strange, man. But yeah, it's just about trusting the process, and feeling disconnected from source is a lesson in itself, like how you're gonna navigate through the human experience when you're not connected to source, should I say, or connected to your higher self, because your angels and all that are around you constantly, but sometimes it can get not can just the connection can just get distorted, should I say. And if you're also feeling disconnected from source, that might mean your crown chakra is blocked and you're not getting a clear communication through to source, should I say. But yeah, and oh yeah, and just throwing another one out there, and also Reiki is good during during when you're disconnected, because Reiki is using the universal energy and channel it through to your energy centers. So if you're feeling, I don't know, disconnected from source, that might mean you need to do work on your crown chakra. But if you're spiritual, your crown chakra, your third eye and crown chakra is probably open already anyway. But it might mean you need to ground more or so. Yes, I don't know, man. But yeah, that's just another video that I come up with, because yeah, I think last month I was feeling disconnected. So when you're feeling disconnected, you just got to keep up your spiritual practices, because it does pass. You do reconnect. It's not forever, but yeah, it can be kind of a strange time, like feeling disconnected from source, the world, and even yourself and that. So it's like you're just kind of losing your mind, but you're not losing your mind, you're just waking up, gang, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you like the video, guys, like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell thingy, so when I hit you up with another video, you can tune into that. And yeah, I hope everyone's staying well and staying grounded during these times, because we're in some crazy times right now. Yeah, the ascension is going wild. It is wild. The energies is mad. The energies is mad. But yeah, peace, love, and light, gang. Namaste. There's my little things. Let me send you some love before you go as well. Clearing. Blessings, tribe. Speak to y'all soon.